This is BBC Radio Cambridgeshire. This is the news at 7. I'm Jake Lee. Today's headlines. South African President Nelson Mandela has passed away. Muggers operating around Cambridge, and an early Christmas present for John Lewis. Nelson Mandela, South Africa's first black president, has passed away in his home at the age of 95. He had been receiving bedside treatment for a lung infection after leaving hospital after 3 months. A memorial service is to be held next week, with over 10,000 people expected to attend and pay their respects, including US President Barack Obama and Prime Minister David Cameron. Mugging is an issue which could affect anyone at any time. But would you know how to protect yourself from the danger? Our reporter Matt Fox has been finding out how people in Cambridge are protecting themselves from being attacked.
As the nights are getting longer, the risk is higher for attack. On Wednesday night, a woman got confronted at Cambridge rail station. A man grabbed her bag and pulled her to the floor. She managed to keep hold of her bags as the attacker fled, but was very shaken by what happened. So how can you avoid becoming a target for muggers? I took to the streets to find out.
You just keep to well-lighted areas, I think. Don't flash a lot of money about, obviously.
Try to be with friends all the time, not being alone. And it has happened to me here actually. Almost. So we were with friends and we just ran.
Walk fast and purposefully, and so far it's worked for me. Not going anywhere that I wasn't aware of where I was late at night, I guess.
Not walk around with my phone, talk on my phone, do my bag up. Probably punch them back if they tried it.
Cigarettes in non-branded packaging are due to hit shelves as soon as 2015 in a landmark move by Prime Minister David Cameron. Jasmine Weller has more.
Will changing packaging of cigarettes change people's outlook on smoking? The government are keen to change cigarette packaging to plain packaging with images, as they believe it could be a public health benefit and would decrease the amount of people that would want to smoke. Cancer research believe it will save thousands of lives. Do people really think it's going to make a difference? I've been finding out.
They just know that the cigarettes are there to buy, and when they brought out cigarette packets with images of dying people on it, didn't make people stop. People just still bought them, so no, I don't think it'll make a difference.
It might stop people who are just starting up smoking and thinking about it, because I think the brands do have quite a big impact, and it's kind of the idea of sort of what your friend smokes or what the packaging looks like. I think it would have quite a big difference to it.
I don't think so, because what they've got in their mind is to light cigarette. So whatever you're going to put, brand or not, they will do the same thing, they will buy it.
The repayment of student loans is to be made tighter, according to MPs. Student Finance England has noted over £5 billion of student loan unaccounted for. Our reporter Becca has more.
A report published by the National Audit Office has highlighted the increasing amount of unpaid loans from students. According to the report, over 368,000 students have yet to repay their loans, and calls have been made to make repayment tighter. Margaret Hodge, Chair of Commons Public Accounts Committee, said it was essential that the government collects every pound of debt it can. I went out into Cambridge to find out what you think about this issue.
I feel as if it's a disaster. It's the government's role to keep a tight control of the money in the UK, and they're obviously not doing very well.
I wouldn't complain if they weren't chasing me up for my debts.
The government are meant to be helping us, but if they're making us more in debt or they're not forcing everyone to pay it back, I just think it's unfair.
My brother, who's graduated, he's paying his back, so sod's law. I'm going to have to pay mine back.
If you can get away with it, good luck to them.
More on this later. An alarming number of cyclists are at an increased risk of danger by not using lights when travelling at night. More cycle accidents happen in winter than any other time of year when the night arrives earlier. A recent report from Cambridgeshire Constabulary showed that over £1,500 worth of fines were dished out in 1 hour around the city centre of Cambridge due to people not having lights on their bikes. I asked the people of Cambridge just what they think could be done to keep cyclists safe at night.
Better lighting, especially on Parker's Piece.
The fluorescent lights that they have on the motorway, maybe they can put that along the cycling parts.
I think there should be more lights around things like the parks, for safety for pedestrians versus cyclists, and I think more bike lanes is better as well.
I think improve the cycle lanes as well. I mean, I don't know about Cambridge, but certainly where I come from, that's a big issue. So people actually can cycle in safe distance from cars.
There is to be an increase in the amount of rail disruption throughout the UK this Christmas, with some engineers shutting down lines as early as Christmas Eve. Our reporter Bethany Broughton reports. John Lewis has launched a Twitter campaign to thank the 5-year-old Faith for her apology after breaking a £2 bauble. Rebecca Warboys has more.
Faith, after breaking the bauble, sent a letter to the store apologising for smashing the decoration. In her note, she attached 2 £1 coins as a gesture of goodwill and to say sorry for the damage she had caused. Mr. Joyce, manager of John Lewis Cambridge, said we'd like to thank Faith for her adorable letter and maybe give her something from the store. The campaign to find Faith has spread to social network sites including Twitter with the hashtag #FindFaith. It is hoped that John Lewis find Faith in order to thank her personally.
And today's weather. Cloudy with outbreaks of rain, becoming milder later on, highs of 7 degrees Celsius. Tomorrow we can expect mild showers with highs of 5 degrees Celsius. Next report at 8. I'm Jake Lee and you're listening to BBC Radio Cambridgeshire.